Okay, Pat, I'm not sure how much introduction you need now, but could you introduce yourself?
Sure. My name's Pat Farmer. I'm the next member of Federal Parliament, but I'm also better known as an ultramarathon runner, and I've been on this journey right around the whole of Australia. I started on the steps of Town Hall in Hobart. From there, ran across to the west coast, right around Tasmania, and then flew across to Perth, and I've been working the mainland ever since, around the perimeter of it. And I find myself here in Victoria at the moment, about to head on into the steps of Town Hall in Melbourne.
And why are you so passionate in your support for a yes vote?
Look, I'm passionate about this for two reasons. One, I sat in Parliament with the Coalition at a time when we were talking about stolen generation and whether we should or should not apologise. I remember all these learned lawyers coming into Joint Party Room and telling us that if we apologise, it was going to cost the nation billions of dollars, that it was also people were going to lose their homes, they were going to lose their farms, and I see the same rhetoric being rolled out now. We lost the election in 2007, Kevin Rudd came in, and Kevin Rudd and Brendan Nelson, the leader of the opposition then, stood side by side and apologised on behalf of the nation. Now, nobody lost their farms, nobody lost their homes. It didn't cost 1 cent in compensation, but what it did do, it went a long way towards the healing process for those children that were now adults that had been taken away from their parents at such an early age, and in a lot of cases never saw them ever again. And when I see the same rhetoric being rolled out on this, it makes me angry, and it makes me feel like I just need to get out there and do something. So that's one of the reasons. And the second reason is it's just the right thing to do. There's nobody that I've come across anywhere in this country so far that has been able to say that the system in place is working at the moment. It's certainly not. And it hasn't worked for the last 200 years. We need to close the gap. We need to make sure that the health needs, the educational needs, the infrastructure needs, and the cultural needs are addressed as far as our First Nations people, so that we can all, as it says in the Uluru Statement, walk forward together on into a much brighter future.
About your former colleagues who are chasing this no vote with incredible determination and division,
Yeah.
What's your message to them, and is there any, how can you explain what's brought that about?
The only way I can explain it is they're playing wedge politics. They see this as an issue where they can divide the nation, and they're working on the old philosophy, divide and conquer, so they can get back into government. But at what cost? At a cost of ruining the country, at a cost of ruining the livelihoods, the hopes, the dreams of many First Nations people. And so my appeal to them, as it's always been since the moment I started this journey, is understand what being a politician is truly all about. It's about being a leader in the community. It's about understanding that you need to put people before party. That's people before party. We need to put people first. And if you do that, then you'll see this is the absolute right thing to do. We've had this system in place since the late 1800s as far as our constitution's concerned. It's only been in recent time that we even acknowledge that Aboriginal people existed in this country. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander existed only in 1967, I think it was. So it was only in 1975 that people up there in Tari were allowed to cross the bridge. First Nations people were allowed to cross the bridge from Perthley on into town, and that was vigorously enforced by local council and by the people themselves. The other people in town were stopping them from moving around there. So a lot of these rights and freedoms that we take for granted haven't been given to our First Nations people. We took that away from them. Here's opportunity to do the right thing and to give something back. So I'm asking all of those people in the Coalition, the National Party and the Liberal Party, dive inside your heart, think clearly about this and stop fighting this so vigorously, because the grounds that you're fighting it on are just completely wrong.
Thank you so much, Pat.